There is a trend that is actually very, very interesting to look at. It's related to a job that 5 years ago was barely existing. There were only a few people in a small startups doing these actual tasks. And then there's been a moment in time where these jobs started to explode. And this is not actually something new. Every time there is a new advancements in a tech industry, there are new roles that are coming up. And I think we have many different examples that we can think of. We got data scientists, we got cloud engineers, we got mobile app developers, and even social media managers. These were jobs that maybe 10, 15 years ago were not actually a thing. And now they are pretty much everywhere. And this job that I'm referring to actually exploded the moment that cloud hit the data world, which is actually the moment where the whole data industry had to rearrange itself, because something that was costing millions of dollars before to store and crunch a huge amount of data became something that you could rent by the hour. And so out of that shift, a new role appeared. It pays extremely well, and almost every serious tech company right now has one of them. Plus is a role that a lot of companies are actually struggling to find the right candidate for. The very interesting part is that whenever we talk about AI, we hear this news about AI taking some of the jobs, whereas here is actually completely the opposite, because this is one of the first jobs that was newly created thanks to the data revolution. And actually AI is making it even more valuable, and this role is called analytics engineer. And actually a little note here just for context, because it matters for what comes next. I've been working in data analytics for more than 8 years now, and actually recently my responsibilities became more and more similar to an actual analytics engineer role, even though my former role is a data analytics lead. So what I'm going to explain to you in this video is related to my direct experience with this role, but actually I can tell you right now there are so many people that spot this new opportunity that are very interested in getting this role, and these are actually people that are part of my Analytics and Automation Academy, which is my mentorship program, where I help you on a one-on-one basis until we land a job offer, until you sign a contract and you start working for a company. If you're interested in data analytics, we're going to cover everything that you need to actually land a job offer, all the technical skills, your resume, your LinkedIn, everything about your profile and the projects that you can show on interviews, plus a lot of interview preparation as well. And I can tell you right now, if you're specifically interested in analytics engineering, I've just added in the academy a lot of work and projects and technical skills that we can work on together, again, related to specifically analytics engineering. There is a new cohort that is starting soon. So make sure to check the link in the description if you want to apply. And I would be super happy to welcome you in the academy and start working together until we land a job offer. And so let's start understanding what analytics engineers actually do, and also why there's been such a huge boom for this role recently. In order for us to understand this, we have to understand how business operates from the inside, because a lot of people inside a business have numbers, but the problem is that everyone has a different number. The sales team would have their own numbers, a marketing team will have their own numbers, the finance team will have their own numbers, the product team as well, and so on and so forth. And when these things come together, that's when you start to see a lot of mess, because marketing can say that last month we made $1 million, but actually sales comes in and says that we made actually the half of it, like 500K. And then finance comes in and they also have a different numbers. And so what's happening is that you don't really know who to trust, especially if you're a CEO or, like executive in the company. And the way to solve this problem was usually to hire some analysts and basically asking them to try to solve this mess. Maybe they would be able to take some spreadsheets that were floating around the company, maybe reconcile the numbers for this month, but then the next month, maybe these spreadsheets were moving around again, and maybe this whole reconciliation exercise has to be done over and over again. And by the way, maybe you heard about this, but that's the whole task and responsibilities of data analyst. A lot of time goes into data cleaning, data preparation, and a lot of times it is because of this mess that is happening within organizations. And for a long time, this was the way to do businesses and to do analytics from the inside. And so the role of an analytics engineer is to acknowledge all of this mess and actually refuse to accept it. They are able to find the friction that makes this messy data really not trustworthy as numbers in the company, and they try to automate the whole process. Instead of having 10 different data analysts that are cleaning different spreadsheets left and right, the analytics engineer role is to build one system that put a lot of clarity around this, which is basically one place where the raw data comes in, it gets clean, tested and modeled only once in the correct way, and then every team drinks from that same clean, trustworthy data. They take all that manual work that used to take entire team, maybe spending weeks on it, and turn it into a pipeline that runs itself. And if this is done right, then it also allows team and people to actually go back to the things that they are best at, which is actually, coming up with sharp questions and try to make proper decisions with data. And if I want to summarize this in one line, analytics engineer build the system that turns billions of messy clicks and events into a clean table anyone in the company can query in one line. And the role is also to build one single metrics layer so that when the CEO or the CFO or the marketing lead or sales director say the word active customers, they are guaranteed to mean the exact same thing. There are a lot of tools that can be used for this role, but we still need the person that actually built that machine. And the story of who that person is actually started with a small consultancy company that was really struggling to do business. And so the story begins in 2016 when a guy called Tristan Handy started a tiny data consultancy in Philadelphia called Fishtown Analytics. And today that company is actually called DBT Labs and is actually valued at around $4 billion. And it actually started because their clients needed some trustworthy data and the team was very little, so it was a bit of an effort to do that. And so what they actually decided to do is to bring a lot of best practices from software engineering to the world of analytics. That meant version control, testing, documentation, code review. That's pretty much the whole idea. And so they landed together to name this type of role analytics engineer, who is someone that is a bit more technical than a data analyst, but also much more business-oriented than a data engineer. And the reason why DBT was able to spread so fast is that it's actually started as an open source and free tool. So a lot of people in the data space started to use this tool, and you can immediately imagine how the conversation started on conferences, on meetups, on Slack communities as well. And then companies that wanted to really use this tool at scale started to pay for the tool. And by 2022, DBT was used by more than 9,000 companies. Even Snowflake and Databricks, that are a very strong competitor, actually took part of the founding rounds. And obviously this title spread like this for a reason. The work actually pays off, and once it pays off for companies, it also pays off a lot for the people actually doing the job. And I also think that it's important to talk numbers here, especially when it comes to salary. So I will put here in the screen an indication of the average salary in the US for an analytics engineer and how it compares to roles like data analyst, data scientist, and also data engineers. And obviously it doesn't stop here. If you're able to go into a managerial type of role, there are plenty of managers right now in the US that are reporting to earn more than 200K per year. And I've seen this number actually not only for people that are in the industry for 10, 20 plus years, but actually also for people that are doing this type of role for only a handful of years. And it's also a role that is following a trend that we have seen before. In the 2010s, we have seen people that learn how to code and started to work for example, American companies from different other countries. That's why working remotely actually became a thing. And we also see this right now, people that learn how to use DBT and other analytics engineering tools, working from Asia, from South America, from Europe, and actually being employed in companies in different parts of the world. We actually had one conversation about analytics engineering the other day with one of my students in the academy. So I will actually leave here what it says here because I think it's pretty interesting.
The moment you introduced the term analytics engineering, that was like very perfect time because you were like the first one to bring this to me and the other batchmates. And immediately after you said that, the week changed. From Monday, everything on my profile started appearing instead of data analyst, analytics engineering. And I was very surprised by the fact that Lithuanian market started appearing exact same posting because I remember some of those posting from a week earlier. It was data analyst. Next week, the same posting, same description is analytics engineering. So I was a little bit surprised that Lithuanian market caught this particular trend pretty fast because you mentioned that it's going to come, right? And by the next week, it was already on the door that, okay, this is what's coming next. So I started working with you on that updates and certain changes that you recommended.
And if you want to know exactly why this job exploded when it did, well, the story is pretty simple. Data analytics is a type of work that started in spreadsheets where multiple people were working on multiple spreadsheets that became more and more advanced, bigger and bigger with time. Everything moved into databases, but then the problem is that the data became so messy and big that it became very hard to manage it. And so apart from data analysts working on these spreadsheets and databases, then we have to use the work of data engineers to move this huge amount of data around and making it clean for data analysts to actually use it later on. But then there's been a huge revolution in the data space, which is the cloud data warehouse. And here we are talking about tools like Snowflake and then BigQuery and also Databricks and Redshift as well. These are tools that right now made the whole storing and processing data extremely cheap. And so the hard part is not moving the data anymore, but is actually shaping it in a way that is actually fit for purpose. And that's exactly when analytics engineering as a role exploded. And the question is, what's happening now that AI is also in the picture? Well, the thing is that AI is potentially good at coding, is potentially good at creating a model, or even automate a pipeline, but AI is still not good at telling if the revenue figure is actually correct, because that is when a lot of human interaction is needed to understand the logic and calculation from a CFO, but also what the director of sales think about it, and also potentially bringing together a lot of people from different departments, as we said at the start. That person that is bringing everything together just became super, super valuable. And this is also the reason why AI is not replacing the analytics engineer role. So where does all of this go from here? Well, the winners here are obviously the companies and the people who can turn messy and unclean data into something that people can actually trust, and also speed up all the decisions that are made within a business thanks to data. If you're watching analytics right now, you can see that it is becoming a lot like software development. And also being inside the industry, I can tell you already that a lot of analytics engineering are starting to specialize as well in domains like sales, marketing, finance, and so on. Or other analytics engineers might start doing more technical role that is more aligned to a software engineer or even a data engineer as well. And this is not only me saying this, you can definitely go on LinkedIn in the job section, search for analytics engineer, and first of all, you're gonna see a huge amount of roles, a lot of big brands and companies hiring for this role. And the next step for you from here, if in case you're interested in this type of role, is either start learning the skills that are needed for analytics engineering. That's something that you can do on your own. Or if you need some help and support, I will be super happy to be your mentor, your support until we land a job offer. As I mentioned before, we have a new cohort starting soon inside my academy. And the way that you can apply is by using the link in video description. You can schedule a call with me and we can see if the academy is a good fit for you. Or potentially you can also check out my video that I will leave here, where I give you a full roadmap for analytics engineering role. So in case you're interested, make sure to check that out as well. As always, if you found at least one useful information in this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel so that I can help you even further in the next videos. I will enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao for now and see you in the next one.